Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I cannot believe, well, hold on, I want to talk about this bonnet first. I am going to be untwisting my hair, kind of giving like a natural twist out hairstyle thing going on. I just wanted a different setting because honestly I've looked at my last videos, and although there are some great tips and great advice, I really want to kind of show there's that optimistic, spiritual, let's just find ourselves me, and then there's this like girl, like the girl talk me. So I kind of want to show both for you guys. So I thought the best way to do that was either me eating or doing like untwisting my hair and like just, you know, praising or just emulating natural hair. So that's what I'm gonna do. I decided because I can't really talk about, yeah girl, you need to think about yourself and like stuffing my mouth at the same time. I mean, I didn't think that would have been as entertaining. If y'all would have thought so, then just let me know and I can do another one like that. But this is like the third video. That's so crazy. It's so crazy. So I posted on my Instagram and I also posted on my Facebook if you guys had seen it, and I had asked for suggestions on things to talk about, and some of y'all kind of had some good topics. Don't judge my hair. It looks crazy now, but it's gonna look good. Like, watch, just watch. So I had posted on my Instagram and my on my Facebook, and I had essentially asked people to comment what topics they wanted me to like cover and talk about. Oh my God, this is really not looking good on camera. I promise it's gonna look better. Okay, we're gonna just start. But first, before I untwist my hair, for any naturals out there, if you're gonna untwist your hair, make sure your hands are not dry, because then your hair is gonna get super frizzy when you come to try to untwist it out, and that's gonna be like a whole issue. So I got like some coconut oil that helps me. This is giving Pippi Longstocking. That's not cute. It's because I put my hair like in a bun last night because we had to go out. So anyway, but yeah, I just make sure my hands are dried. But I asked for suggestions, and I saw 3 that I thought was really good, and kind of also a little bit unpopular opinion on some of them. I kind of just wanted to give my perspective. So the first one I want to talk about, you might feel like this appeals to like the younger crowd, but not really. But it's called, it's about peer pressure and sex, or adult time, intercourse, like whatever you want to call it. I want to kind of change the topic a little bit to dating, period, because I kind of feel like in general, it doesn't matter if you're a teen, it doesn't matter if you're an adult. Like, I feel like to a certain extent, peer pressure and sex kind of go hand in hand when you're in the dating world, right? Obviously, like, I'm not in the dating world, I'm married. So I ain't gotta worry about that. But there are people out there that obviously still have to worry about that. So I'm gonna talk about the younger generation first, because I do work with a lot of younger children, teenagers, and then also I want to talk about like our older generation, right? So both of you guys can kind of relate. But from my perspective, for my younger people out there that it's their first time, or their friends are talking about it, or just like they're getting that actual peer pressure, I kind of just want to say, hold on, let me a little bit. I kind of just want to say, first of all, your friends don't know nothing. So if you are sitting here listening to your friends, they don't know anything. They are giving their opinion on something that they don't know fully what it's about, what it means. So if you feel some type of way because they're telling you what you should do or what it should be like, odds are they don't know either. They've only done it a handful of times. And if they haven't done it a handful of times, like they've done it more than that, I'm a little concerned, just a little bit, because, you know, like it's a thing that everyone's finding at the, you know, the teenage age. But at the same time, like, they're still learning just like you. So don't feel like your friends have all the answers, because they don't, you know. But when it is your time and you want to explore that, because obviously it is natural for people to want to explore that. I mean, we're human, right? See, it's like already looking good. Okay, anyway. It is natural for you to want to explore that. I think the best way to approach it, because you're going to approach it obviously, is just make sure like you're emotionally ready and like it's natural. You don't want to force something that it's not natural. And all my other people know that what's natural. Like you know when it's natural and it's time and this is what you want to do versus, okay, I'm just pushing to do it because all my friends are talking about it. We should just go on ahead and do it. Like, no, you definitely want to be ready for when that time comes. You want to be emotionally ready. So just know like, hey, this is a person I really like. They're feeling me, I'm feeling them, hopefully, and it's just like, that time. And I think also what it comes down to is the selection of the person you're with. Don't pick nobody that don't care about you. I mean, people put on facades or whatever, but for the most part, like pick somebody that is genuine, that maybe it's also their first time too. Maybe like somebody that is willing to understand you or like understand what's going on, because honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, most time people's first times are trash. First times with that one person, even if they've done it before, it's trash. Sometimes it's not good. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's not good because it depends on the person. Just like not everybody likes pepperoni pizza. Some people can try it for the first time and feel like it's the best thing in the world. And then other people can try it and be like, not really for me, right? So it's one of those things where you and your partner, honestly, and this is big grown-up talk, y'all have to understand each other. Y'all have to know what each other's like. You have to be able to communicate. So if you're with somebody that can't even talk about their feelings, don't do it. Don't do it. So don't feel pressured. Just find that right person, because I mean, it is your first time. You're being introduced into something new. I mean, at least do it with somebody that you possibly could have a good experience with. Not just rushing into it because your friends say to rush into it. And for real, if their friends are telling you to rush into it and you feel some type of way, tell them. And if they don't care, or you feel like they're not going to care, find new friends. Because there's other things to talk about, and it's going to come because it's natural, right? So yeah, I mean, just make sure that you're ready. Make sure that your selection and who you pick, like, that really matters as well. And also, too, please, don't go on the internet, my young people. There's something on my lip. Don't go on the internet and look it up. Internet's not real. I hope y'all know that by now. If you don't, by the time I continue to talk like throughout my videos, the internet is not real. The internet romanticizes things. They make things seem bigger than what they are, exaggerate on things. So do not, I repeat, do not rely on the internet. And from there you will find your own way. Now for my older peoples, as you probably already know, even when you're older, like, peer pressure is still a thing. But ours, I think, y'all's comes from, I think, when you are dating, and especially for women, I kind of feel like, if you're dating someone, if you go out on a date with them, and they're paying for you, and, so they say that, men, do expect something in return, and most times it is adult time, intercourse, sex, whatever you want to call it. So, I mean, I think that is still a struggle for, people who go out on dates, period. I think back to what I told the younger folks as well. Selection matters, right? So, like, first of all, if you really know or whoever you're going on a date with really knows the protocol of dating, which apparently has changed throughout our generation, like, it's a proper date, and it's for us to get to know each other. Not, okay, if I'm giving you something, I deserve something in return. That's really not what it is. It's for us to get to know each other. So I feel like sometimes you gotta vet a little bit. Like, you got to make sure that you know who you're picking to a certain extent, and they have to know the dating protocol. But I also feel like oh, I don't want this to sound wrong. But also too, like if you're going on a date, I personally would not request or I would not buy anything, even if it's on the menu. I would not buy anything that I wouldn't be willing to buy, A, and B, I'm not buying the most expensive thing on the menu. The point of the date is for me to get to know you, not get a free meal. But if that's your goal, I'm gonna shut up. But if it's not your goal, if honestly your goal is just to get to know the person that you're with, then that really is what it should be, you know? So I feel like that can alleviate some of the feeling for some women to have an obligation to feel like they have to put out because, oh, like he spent this money on me. Okay, first of all, it's a date. He or she, that's a date. That's what you do. And number two, but that also means I'm not going to be like, I want this. I'm not doing all that. So, I mean, I think it's just really important to be courteous and realize why y'all are there. Now, if like I said, if your reasoning is because you want that, then obviously that's what you're going to be looking for. No matter if you put out $10 or $100, you know? So, I mean, but I feel like the selection of people is very, very, very important, right? But yeah, I think that's the most important. And at the end of the day, also too, what I do say is hold yourself to a high standard. Like, I would never want anyone to think of me, and just because you took me out on a date, like, that I'm gonna put out. Like, who I am, I want somebody to be like, nah, that ain't gonna work. That's not enough. You know what I'm saying? This makes me want to, like, cut it off. Like, what happened here? What happened? What happened? But yeah, like, I want to be able to, I don't want you, if you hold yourself kind of to a higher standard too, it's not just assume, not that it matters what anybody thinks, but if you're dating this person, it also doesn't make them assume that if they spend, like, you're worth $50 for them to get what they want from you. Like, no, you gotta come more than that. It's not, and it's not about the money. That's the thing. Like, it's not about the money. It's about you needing to be able to facilitate an actual connection, right? So, I mean, I think that's to a certain extent just making sure you hold yourself to a higher standard and people putting in the work to be with you. Because at the end of the day, you're going to put in the work to be with them, hopefully. Hopefully. So, I mean, I don't know. And just, oh, did I finish that quick? No, I got one more. Just also to clarify too, I kind of wanted to touch on, and this correlates with what someone else talked about or asked about for peer pressure, but I kind of wanted to talk about dating in this generation, just period. You know, we are always comparing, or social media is always comparing us to, like, our grandparents, and how, like, you know, like, dating is different, and back in the day they used to do this, and back in the day they used to do that. And the funny thing is, I've been able to analyze the younger group of people, my age, like the 20s, the 30s-ish people. And then also I've gotten to see, like, the older generation, like 50 and up. And I think I think people actually don't realize that no matter if you're older or younger, that it's hard to date, period, nowadays. I have talked to plenty older people, and they essentially came to the conclusion that, you know, because they are older, at this point, you're at the end of your life. You're closer, you have more years behind you than ahead of you at this point. So, you know, like, I've heard people say, you know, at this point, the people that they're looking at within their age range, they don't have anything, or they are looking for someone to take care of them at this point. And doesn't that sound familiar? Because honestly, I want to cut this so bad. Because honestly, at this point, look at our younger generation. Everybody is so individualistic and almost like, what can you do for me, but never what you can do for another person. And I mean, I guess it's whatever, but to me, a relationship is a team. And if you're going to be part of a team, that means both of you guys got to put in work, right? I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted because my left side is acting so straight. It's kind of annoying. It's very annoying, actually. But everybody wants to have this individualism, and I don't need anybody. And that's okay. Like, you don't need to have somebody to survive, but at the same time, who wants to be somewhere where they're not needed? No one. No one wants to be somewhere where they're not needed. And I kind of think, like, even in the, well, maybe it's the opposite, but even in the older generation, they're more like, what can you do for me? I've talked to plenty of people where it's like, if they weren't already married by a certain amount of time, now the singles that are still out there for the 50s and up, they feel used. They feel like people only want to be with them to use them. And that's even for their own, like for other 50-year-olds that they're talking to and seeking to be with. They feel like, you know, like, hey, you're just looking for what you can get out of me. And if that's the case, I'm not trying to take care of the kid. Or I'm not trying to take care of someone else. So with that being said, I mean, like, we make it seem like the older generation is better than us as far as relationships go, when really the single older generation out there, they're struggling just like 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 15-year-olds. So I just kind of wanted to put that disclaimer out there that at this point, I feel like this society in general is more about taking than giving. But if you are in a relationship and you are a team, it's about the giving. Both of you guys have to give to feel validated, to feel like you're in a healthy relationship. Because if you're the only one giving, you get over that. That gets tiresome. I don't want to be the only one that's giving. I want for someone to give to me, for me to feel appreciated, right? So I kind of just wanted to put that out there as a disclaimer, because people are always talking about, oh, well, this older generation, y'all not like y'all grandparents no more. Well, guess what? Our grandparents ain't really what we thought they were. They're not. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to put that out there, because people make it seem like, once again, social media. I like social media, don't get me wrong. Like, but I also know when to call BS, when to say that, you know what, it's not really what it is. Like, take it with a grain of salt. Legit. Take it with a grain of salt. And then the last thing, I really untwisted my hair very fast. Like, I did not. And y'all, I'm going to show y'all a trick for people that do twist outs and they don't come out. Like, you want to cry because it doesn't come out how you want to. I'm going to probably get a bobby pin if your hair's long enough so I can curl it back this way. Because that part, it's not going to curl. It's just not. So, but yeah, I think that, you know, social media or wherever you get your influence from, which is most times social media, is not true, right? So yeah. And then the last topic that someone asked me to cover, which I appreciate all you guys' responses to my post. But they talked about self-love. And hold on, let me go get some gel bobby pins because I'm literally going to chop my hair off. And I'll be right back. Okay guys, like, I use the Eco Styler gel. It works on my edges. My edges are trained at this point. See, they're already like laying down. It's not even baby hair anymore. Some of my hair like literally tries to come out like, am I pig today, coach? And it's like, baby, no, you're not a baby hair. You're not a baby hair. Okay, let's see. Does that look better? I think so. And I think some of this needs to drop. It'll look better once it drops. My hair is still fresh, untwisted. So, ooh, we missed some hairs. Hold on, pause. Anyway, so my last topic is self-love. I feel like, once again, social media has crippled, well, let's say for the younger generation, most definitely, because you guys, you were born, look at that. You were born in the era where social media was already full-fledged, it was ready, it was there, versus me, like, I remember when Facebook started. I remember when it first came about. So I got a Facebook when I was 13, like 13. And I had rules to Facebook. I can only have family, like, it's not what it is today, obviously. But I feel like social media definitely has an effect on our self-love. So I feel like it's something that you need to find outside of social media. But aside from the point, if there is lack of self-love, you need to figure out what it is and why you feel that way. Like, if it's because you feel like you have a big nose, why? Like, maybe you do have a big nose, but who cares? There are people out there. The funny thing is, the media has made it, or just the world in general, has made it where some people that have a big nose, that's their characteristic, and they label it as beautiful. So, like, why do you feel like whatever it is that is bothering you is a bad thing, like why you shouldn't love yourself or why you dislike yourself? Is it because other people don't like it, or because you don't like it? It's really a difference. Do you not like it because other people talk about it, or do you not like it because you don't like it? And I mean, I don't know about the big nose things, but depending on what it is, first of all, that was an echo. My bad. First of all, you have the ability to change it, and if you can change it, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't sit and complain and then not change it for yourself, because nobody else can do anything. The world is not going to change for you, unfortunately. So it's all about inner you. Figure out why you don't like it and figure out what you can do to change it. And honestly, if you don't want to change it, figure out a way to love what it is. Like, we all have insecurities and flaws about ourselves, things that we don't like. But you can make it work for you. Look at Lizzo. That woman is always on social media. And she's bigger. And, you know, people talk about her for that. But guess what? Like, to a certain extent, like, she has her moments, I guess. I don't follow her like that. But to a certain extent, like, she shows that she doesn't care. Like, she will, like, wear, like, there are big women out there who obviously don't fit the status quo, but they dress up for themselves. Like, they dress up for themselves. They look good for themselves. They make it work. So you make it work. If you don't want to alter it, make it work for yourself to where you love yourself. Who cares what anybody else thinks? And I'm going to say this right now, especially for the younger people out there that are possibly, like, come across my video and still in high school. High school doesn't last forever. At all. You feel like that now, but I promise you, high school doesn't last forever. That's your only world, because that's like, it feels like a big world because it's a high school and you just got in there. But honestly, it goes quick. Anybody in the comments down below, like, that's older, you can tell that you can tell people, like, high school went by quick. I'm not saying that kids don't go through things in high school, but what I'm saying is those things that you go through, baby, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Right? There are people out there, like, the people that you deal with now, you're not going to be dealing with in 15 years. 10 years, 5 years. After high school, you're probably never going to see them again. So with that being said, like, who cares what they think? You got you. And hopefully you have other friends that are like you that get it. So who cares? So do what you have to do. If that means that you have to, and also too, if social media is a factor and that's something that you feel like you can't get away from, because everything's on social media nowadays, the news is on social media, schools have social media, celebrities, everybody has social media. Follow things that that go with you. Follow things that align with what you have, what you do to help make you feel better. If it's really that big, follow things that like apply to you, not things that don't. Like, if you have curly hair, like wavy curly hair, why are you watching 4C videos? And vice versa. If you have 4C hair, why are you watching videos with curly hair and them using all these products that your hair is not going to do, because that's not you? You need to surround yourself with things that are like you to make you feel better. Because there's a positive, I can say that is the plus side to social media for sure. There are positive things out there. There are positive channels. There are positive follow pages on Instagram. There are positive feeds everywhere. You're just following the wrong things that make you feel like crap. So if social media is one of those things that you have to use, that's fine. Follow the right ones. Do the right ones, right? Because self-love is very important. You don't like it, change it. If you don't want to change it, adapt with it. Figure it out. Figure it out. It's okay, you know? And also too, like, take care of your body. You'll feel much more loved by yourself if you take care of your body, whatever that means. If that means like doing your own nails, or just taking time for you, sitting in the tub, or like whatever. It doesn't have to be something that you spend money on to feel luxurious, but just something to do for you. Something that just makes you feel at ease. And this one, it goes back to knowing yourself. My last video, I'll link it up here if you guys haven't seen it, but knowing yourself, it's important, you know? So anyways, my camera's dying, even though it was on 3 bars. I don't understand. Care about your appearance, love yourself, take care of yourself, and your body, your mind will give you the rest, okay? So thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for all the suggestions. Let me know if you like this kind of video. I will put more up about them, and make sure to watch out on my Instagram or my Facebook to give me some more suggestions. Until next time, I love you guys, and bye. Sorry, before I go, one more thing. I want to show my hair because obviously I did the twist out. So see how curly it is? It's so curly. And it starts to drop, and I still got to do like a little bit on my eyebrows, but curly hair, don't care. Twist outs can work, so aside from my struggle. But anyway, there we go.